After a shocking episode 5, True Detective Night Country has to give us a plausible explanation for both the researchers and Annie K's murders. It should finally show us where Raymond Clark has been hiding and explain what happened to his colleagues. If you look at the trailer for the final episode, we see that the ice caves and the Salal Research Center will be the two main places where major revelations will take place. In this video, I want to focus on the episode 6 trailer as well as some final theories about the murder mystery of the season. Some interesting theories suggest that it was Pete who killed Annie K and Navarro's split personality who murdered the researchers. Let's see if these things have any merit. The trailer for the final episode of Night Country starts with Pete cleaning up the mess caused by his father, Hank. As Danvers and Navarro leave him to clean up after his dead father, Pete now has to get rid of all the blood in the house and take the bodies to Rose, who will supposedly help throw Hank's body into the ocean. One Night Country review talked about how the final episode starts with one character dismembering the body of another family member, which means the episode will start with some horrifying scenes with Pete having to take Hank's body into pieces. The fact that Pete looks so cold-blooded in the trailer and how easily he killed his father urged some fans to come up with theories that include Pete as the murderer, not just Hank's but Annie K's or the researchers. People argue that when Hank said blood is blood, he was referring to a past murder Pete had committed. But I think he just meant that killing his father would put blood on his hands, or maybe Hank was referring to the blood on his own hands as he killed Otis and we know that he helped move Annie K's dead body. Personally, I couldn't find anything that would support this theory. Pete must have been a teenager when Annie K died. We also know that the mining company paid Hank to get rid of Annie's body. Why would Silver Sky pay Hank to get rid of a murder Pete committed? And I don't possibly see any reason why Pete would kill the researchers. Add to this the fact that he's one of the most likable characters in this season. Making him the big bad would be, well, stupid. I'm curious about your thoughts on this. Do you think Pete could have killed anyone other than his father? Back to the trailer, Pete is asking for a favor from Leah. The trailer makes it seem like Leah has just caught Pete cleaning all the blood, but Pete seems to have taken a shower and this favor is probably about winning back Kayla. By the way, do you think the fact that Kayla threw Pete out was reasonable? If you think about it, Pete is working on the biggest murder case of Ennis. Dead researchers are concerned. Isn't it normal for Pete to be late for a few days? Or is there something else in play? Is Kayla bothered by how close Pete is to Danvers, who is known for sleeping with married men, or is there something else? Tell me your thoughts on this in the comments below. In the trailer, Navarro and Danvers are finding a thin point of the ice in order to get into the ice cave where Annie K was murdered. We actually see them getting inside. The scenes in the ice caves already look horrifying. The set design looks very impressive. When the two go into the cave, they hear the same phrase we've heard throughout the season, "She's awake." My main theory for She's Awake was an ancient microbe the researchers were working on and the mining company was aware of. This ancient microbe is causing the water of Ennis to go bad, causing the babies to be stillborn, and killing the animals like the caribou we saw at the beginning of the season. Of course, other people have different theories. I even saw people saying that it's Annie and that her soul is coming back for revenge. It could also be Sedna, the sea goddess, who is also known for taking revenge if her territory is spoiled. The researchers and the mining company are disturbing the water and making it go bad, so it's possible that this she is Sedna or Mother Nature who is angry about what's going on. What do you think? In the trailer, we also see a spiral-shaped thing in the ice cave. It looks like animal remains. I talked about this in detail in my previous video. I'll put the link in the description box below. As we see this, Danvers' voice says we shouldn't have touched this case. Then we see the two main characters in different clothes, so it looks like they get out of the ice cave, get cleaned up, and then go to Salal for more clues. At one point, Navarro sees wet footprints at Salal, which could belong to Raymond Clark or could be the result of another hallucination, like when she saw Jules while looking for Otis Heiss. If you remember, in the first episodes, Navarro's hair was always so tight, usually in a bun. But in the later episodes, you can see her hair getting looser. maybe to signify her decaying mental state. As the episodes passed, we witnessed more of her hallucinations, especially increasing after her sister died, so the state of her hair is a nice detail. As we see her, her voice is heard saying, "There's something out there calling me." Now, I've seen people talking about Navarro as the person who killed the researchers. I talked about this in another video in detail, go check that out if you're interested. For me, it wouldn't be satisfying to learn that one of the detectives was the big bad of the season, but I can see some of the points that make this theory plausible. For one, if the researchers had a hand in the death of Annie K, Navarro could be avenging her by killing the researchers. She's also not in a sound mental state and her family has a history of mental illnesses. If she had a split personality and committed a murder, her normal self would not remember it. I don't like this at all, but I'd like to hear what you think about it. In the rest of the trailer, there are some interesting scenes. Danvers is following someone with a gun. I'm guessing it's Raymond Clark. Here, Pete is trying to break the ice to get rid of the bodies, I assume. I think this is also Pete. Here's an interesting scene that looks either like a flashback or another Navarro hallucination. She's trying to hold hands with someone. It must be her sister. Does this mean death is calling for her? In another interesting scene, Danvers is outside in the storm shouting for Navarro, who appears to be in a trance. If you remember episode 5, when Navarro saw hallucinations, apparently Rose called her but she didn't hear anything or did not respond. It looks like the same is going to happen here. As Navarro's hallucinations increase, she will get lost and Danvers will look for her. In fact, Danvers is going to fall into the water. I'm sure someone will save the two and then they will go to Salal. I feel like Salal has to have an ice cave underneath for Raymond Clark to hide in because in one of the trailers for Night Country, he was seen climbing down a ladder. At this point, I have no idea how things are gonna go down. Well, I have a few theories, but all could be rubbish. Is it Blair, the lady from the crab factory? Is it Navarro? Is it an ancient microbe and there's no human killer for the researchers? All are possible. If you want to find out more about these, I'll put the videos where I mentioned them in detail in the description box below. Go check those out for more. What are your final theories? Who killed Annie K and the researchers? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe to next season for more videos like this. See you soon!